there are three portals of wealth creation, three dimensions that you can engage in that can help you to become wealthy. Number one is the entrepreneurship portal, where you become an entrepreneur, you start a business, you run a business, and you become an employer of labor. So you are offering products and services, and you are offering value to the market, and then the market in return pays you for the value that you offer. But that is not the only way here for you to become wealthy. So when people begin to talk about entrepreneurship, because of the power of entrepreneurship and the importance of entrepreneurship, we have had a lot of people that have pushed this subject of entrepreneurship to the extreme. And that is one of the reasons why God began to inspire me sometime last year that it's time to release a book and be able to help bring balance to this subject. Because I started hearing things like salary is what they pay you to forget your dream. And I'm like, okay. And I started hearing things like everybody needs to go and start a business. You can't be college. Everybody go and start something. Everybody go and start something. And then I kept asking myself, everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. And then as a pastor, I started realizing that we have a lot of young men in our churches today that are virtually jobless. And all they are saying is, I'm an entrepreneur. And then I'm asking myself, what was your turnover last year? You did the whole year. You couldn't do 10,000 Ghana cedi in a whole year. And you say you're an entrepreneur. And you have complimentary card. You say you are CEO. CEO over what? And then the wives are suffering, the children are suffering, they don't have money. Instead of them to humble themselves and go and get a job and have a regular source of income while they are growing their capacity and their value, they are going about with complimentary card and briefcase, calling themselves entrepreneurs. And then I realize that we need to change the narrative. Hello, somebody. So it's very, very important for you to know that everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. There are intrapreneurs today that are rich and wealthy. There are intrapreneurs today that have been able to build a profession. And as professionals, they have become captains of industries. As professionals, they have become high net worth individuals. And they are doing amazingly well. Start early. Start early. Start early. Listen, I said to them in the morning, on the 31st of October this year, Thursday 31st, and Friday 1st of November, I'm going to be celebrating 35 years in full-time ministry. So it's been 35 years doing the work of a pastor, doing the work of ministry. I've been in the church 38 years. For 35 of those years, I've been in ministry. And I can tell you for free, I've written a book now that will be released during that event. It's called Ministers, Mistakes and Ministries. Unveiling mistakes that ministers make that hinder them from longevity. And in that book, I shared on what I call the secret of my journey. And one of the things I believe has helped me as an individual is I started very early. I got born again as a teenager. By the age of 21, I was already a pastor. When many people were still confused about life. Do you know that today there are 30-year-old people telling you, Pastor, how can I discover God's purpose for my life at 30? At 30. Over a quarter of a century of your life is gone. You are still confused. If you say you want to be an accountant, settle down. Go to school, study the accounting, do chartered accountant, do ACCA, and sit down there and focus. But when you don't start early, you are already on the wrong trajectory. And why do you need to do that? Now listen, you see, in the marketplace, there's what we call the pyramid of career progression and the pyramid of marketplace promotion. Now, in the marketplace, when you look at the salary scale, you have what we call the junior staff, you have middle management, and then you have senior management. Listen and listen well. Majority of people in the workforce today are in junior management. Majority of people, you see them wake up very early, like the Bible says, in vain do they wake up very early in the morning, they come back late at night to still come and eat the bread of sorrow. Every day people are doing. By the time you see all their labor, when you ask them how much do you earn, you will be shocked that you mean this is what you are laboring for. But that's the reality. So many people are at that bottom. Now listen, for you to begin to earn something serious, and for you to begin to have some other leverages that will help you to become wealthy, you have to move into what we call the senior management. And before you can get there, you need an average of 10 to 15 years of productive engagement in that sector to get there. That's why you should start early. Because when you start as a trainee or you start as a junior staff, you may end up remaining at that junior level for the next 7 years. So imagine now that you are now starting at 35. Because these are the reasons why people are poor. Because if you start out as a trainee, by the time you get out of school, you are in your 20s. You are maybe 21, 22. You are less than 25. So you start out. If you start out at that point and you commit to that part of your life, by the time you are 35, 40, you are already in senior management. And you are earning well. Because see, at that point when you are just starting, are you ready for this? You are most likely not married. Most likely not having children. Your responsibilities are lower. Do you understand that? But by the time you start late, you will realize that the load you are carrying will be too much for the income you are making. And that's why things begin to go off key. Because by the time you are collecting money and you have 6 mouths to feed, and the money is not even enough for you because the take home cannot take you home, and now you have to take 6 people home with you, there will be trouble. Please, I beg you, you have only one life to live. And if you live it well, one life is enough. So start early. All these, I don't know, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I know that God is in control. God will do it. All this religious slogan, all this religious mindset that has kept you in poverty, you need to do away with it. Christianity is not a religion. Hello? Religion is more dangerous than the devil, and it will ruin your life. Christianity is not a religion, it's a relationship with your creator. So all this, God is in control. God is not in control of what he has given you power to control. Hello? So you need to wake up and discover what is his vision for your life. And I tell you for free, everybody goes through seasons. As a matter of fact, there are 4 seasons in the life of every individual. The morning season, the afternoon season, the evening season, and the night season. The first 25 years of your life is the morning season of your life. And the morning season is for learning. You are supposed to learn everything you need to learn within the morning. The next 25 years of your life is the afternoon season of your life, and that's the season for earning. When you don't learn what you are supposed to learn in the morning, you will not be able to earn effectively in the afternoon, and your life will be made up of catch-up. You'll be playing catch-up. By the time you get into the evening of your life, 51 to 75, is the time for turning and mentorship. When you are supposed to be turning around and mentoring the next generation, but most of the time you are going to end up becoming the tormentors of the morning of your children. Why? Because your own morning and afternoon has been messed up. And that's why in this part of the world we have black tax. Many of you right now, the greatest burden of your life is how to take care of your parents. And that's not scriptural. The Bible says it is not children that lay up for the parents. It is parents that lay up for the children. But because somewhere along the line, in the arrangement of your family, something has not been done right. And you now find out that your parents are in the evening and they are trusting you to use your own money to take care of their evening. So we have a lot of people carrying load that is bigger than them. And no matter how fast you are, you can never outrun people that cannot run as fast as you when the load you are carrying is bigger than their load. If you are carrying 100 kg load, even if you are the fastest runner, you are going to lose that race. Why? Because of the load you are carrying. So many people have become victims of the mismanagement of seasons. So when I see a lot of young people thinking they are still young, hello, you are not young. If you are listening to me right now, you are 25 and you are not gainfully employed. You don't even have certificates. You don't even have any skill that can produce money in the marketplace. Hello, time is already against you. 25 years is a quarter of a century. A quarter of a century in your life is already gone. Hello? So you cannot be thinking, I'm young. No. You are not young. At 25, there are people that are already running conglomerates. Hello? At 25, there are people doing what? Running conglomerate. At 25, there are people handling the resources of nations. So you see a lot of young people today now, even in school, they go there, they are not ready to read. Instead of it to go to the library, you want to know how many girls hosted do we have. Are you there for girls? So you see a lot of people now, they know how to start a relationship, but they don't know how to start a business. They know how to start a relationship, they don't know how to start ministry. Why? Because something is wrong somewhere. Don't let anybody tell you you are young. You are not young. Nobody grows young. Nobody grows young. Everybody grows old. Every day you wake up, time is going. Look, you see, I said in the morning, people can deceive you and it can be excuse. When you start deceiving yourself, you are deluded. It's called delusion. Listen to me. You can medicate it, you can padicate it, you can costate it, you can spandex it, you can deceive you, and they can tell you, "Go, girl, you're 50, but you look 30." It's a lie. It's a lie. You know that you are not young. You know that what you can do before you can no more do. So start early. Number 2. The second thing that will help you is once you start early, give it all it takes. Give it all it takes. The amazing thing is that a lot of people are employed now. When they were coming into the employment, they begged to apply. Once they have finally gotten the job, they become disloyal, they become disgruntled, they are now forming union. And you are asking yourself, you just beg for this job. Man of God, one of our ministers, some of the stories we see as pastors is very painful. One of our ministers just suddenly woke up one day. He had a job, correct salary. Just woke up one day and resigned from the job that he wanted to travel. Why do you need to resign to travel? Won't you get visa first? He resigned from a good job in a global conglomerate, a global brand, and went to embassy without even getting a letter from a global brand where he works. Hello? So they didn't give him visa. Of course, frustration set in now. No job, no visa. Okay, let's see how we can help this guy. Since he's anointed, let's bring him into ministry and then, put him. So we put him on payroll. And everything was going on fine again. The next thing, he comes up again. God has called him to go somewhere. Say, what is wrong with this? Okay, bye-bye. We released him. And then one level of suffering after the other. And then one day he calls, "Daddy, I'm coming back home. God has told me to return. God has told me to return." Because many times people think that it is easy. Go and start. So I said, "No problem. You are his son. You have not done anything wrong. So return." So the guy returns. But I said, now that you are returned, we cannot engage you. We can't use job to do welfare. No. So you have to go and look for a job by yourself. "Oh, Papa, pray for me." So I pray for him. And then he called me one or 2 weeks later. "Sir, he's working. What's the problem?" He said, "I have 3 offers now. 3 offers. I said, "Wonderful. Pick one by the Spirit." So he picked one. Managing a major hotel. I even went to the hotel to sleep. He was saying, I went there. I said, "Oh, wonderful." And then 2 months later, "Papa, they have sacked me." What did you do? You that were begging for a job. He said, "We're in a meeting and then I had to tell them they have to treat the staff right." You are going to do union. In a job you just got, less than 2 months. People that have been there for 8 years did not talk. You got there, you are now forming union. If it was easy to start a business, why did your father not start one? If it was easy to start it, why did your mother or your grandfather not start one and employ you? You went to school, now you come out, you are looking for a job. Who should create the job? Now you finally get the job. Instead of it to be humble, somebody is giving you salary, putting food on your table, paying your rent, taking care of your family. Instead of it to humbly serve the person and serve that organization with commitment, like a biblical Joseph, you are forming union. Hello? You have no idea what entrepreneurship is all about. Sometimes you will not pay yourself, you will pay people. Sometimes you go and take money from other businesses to pay people, and they will still be telling you the salary is not enough. Go and start your own. So the second way for you to create wealth is, once you start early, number 2, give it all it takes. Be the best, that when they are thinking of sacking people, your name will never come to mind. Be the best that you can be. Do more than you are being paid for. When you do more than you are being paid for, you will arrive at a level where you will be paid more than what you do. Because like I said, if you start early, you are most likely young. You are most likely unmarried. You are most likely having no children. So you don't really have too much responsibility. So you can even work and volunteer. If they say weekend, I'm there. You resume early, you close late. But you see this mindset, I can't come and kill myself. Can't come and kill myself. Just the play. You will end up dying of poverty, lack, and hardship. Hello, somebody. So you have to give it all it takes. Seest thou a man diligent? You labor, you work, you volunteer, you do all that needs to be done. Whether it is in your job description or it's not in your job description, do it. That's where you rise. I was ministering in New York years ago, and question and answer session, a lady asked a question. She said, well, what do you do when you're working in an organization and they just keep using you? She used the word using. They just keep using you. You know, they tell you to do things that are outside of your job description, and they don't pay you for it. And you know, you are doing the job of your boss, and they are not increasing your salary. So when she was done, I said, okay. I said, listen to me and listen well. If you don't want to be used, you will be useless. Hello? So that they are even finding you useful is a miracle. Don't you pray, use me, Lord, use me, Lord. God is already using you through men. I said, every opportunity you have to serve, whether you are paid for it or not, is an opportunity to build capacity and build skill. I said, do it joyfully, because everywhere you are today is preparing you for where you are going to. Life is lived forward but understood backwards. There are many things you will never be able to comprehend now. But when you go through, you can say, thank God I did this. Thank God I did that. Everything will now fit together like bones locating themselves in the valley of dry bones. That's what I told her. She said, okay, I can see. And then she went on. Do you know what happened? Apparently, one of the reasons why they were giving her a lot of job is because someone that was supposed to be doing most of those jobs, a senior person, had health challenge. And the health situation was going beyond the expected. So they kept giving the job to different people. The person died. And they tried to replace the person. So she kept doing the job. And for almost a year, they could not get a right fit for the job. One day they were in a board meeting. And they said, why are we finding difficult? They say, well, we don't know the people we are getting. They say, but come to think of it. Even though nobody is filling that position, we are not filling any vacuum. So who has been doing the job since this person died? It's one of the ladies. She's been saying, so why not put her there if she's already doing it? They say she's not qualified. Say qualified, but she's doing the job. And that's how they invited her, spoke to her, and she got a promotion 3 steps above where she was supposed to be. She now went to church to give testimony. Our pastor now sent me an email and said, that member that asked questions, see what happened. So give it all it takes. Many of you are deceiving yourself. No, when I start my own, I will do it this way. I will do it that way. It's foolishness. It's better to rehearse with somebody's money. It's better to do it with somebody's time. When you make mistake, you will know you are not the one losing money. It's better to do all the experiments now. All those ideas, practice it in somebody else's business. Don't say you want to wait until you do your own. It does not work like that. So number 1 is what? Number 2? Number 3, get all the certification you can get. Get all the certification you can get. Listen, my people. In the marketplace of life, they are looking for certificate and documents. Hello? As far as they are concerned, they need certificates. So whatever career path you have chosen, You cannot be in an HR, say, I want to be an HR professional, and no certification, no professional certification, no international certification. You just say, I have BSc. Shh. BSc is the new school cert. You have BSc. What's BSc? That has expired a long time ago. Masters is the new BSc. Hello? The last time you read was when you left school 11 years ago. You're already an illiterate, sir. You're already an illiterate man. Because many of you are just moving around. You left school 7 years ago. The world that existed before COVID is no more existing. So your certificate is useless. Hello? So get all the certification. There are a lot of courses you can do now. Short courses. A lot of free courses online. A lot of international certification. You can do all these things and it will help to prepare you for the market. Because when the market is looking for somebody, they are looking for certificates. Are you qualified? Listen, you know many people, some of you are even in that category, where you are doing a lot of things, but they are not paying you for what you are doing because you don't have the qualification. But you know you can do the job. That's where this thing works. Look, when I started out, because I'm a pastor, I started realizing that a lot of things I could do and be paid for, people were not willing to pay me for it because they only saw me as a pastor. And I started realizing that I need to make adjustments in some of this formula. Because see, in the world that we live in, the Bible says the children of this world are wiser in their own thing than the children of light. And it says that when we go into the marketplace, we should be wise as serpents and gentle as a dove. So as I began to share with my members in the 90s, I realized that many of them were doing well. They were getting promotion. They will come and give testimony. So I said, come, all these things I'm teaching you people, you are going to work. Why not tell your office that I can come and train them? And they should pay me as a consultant. So many of them will now go. They will now come and say, hey, sir. They say, I should bring your CV. They say, we should bring your resume. I say, what's that? I'm anointed. I know this thing. They say, so I realized that even though I was teaching them, when it comes to the marketplace, it's not a pastor, doctor. No. It is, what are the certifications? So I say, okay. I studied building technology and quantity surveying. You can't put that one. I say, God. So I began to reorganize myself. Number one, you will never see any book I wrote that has pastor. My name is Olumide EMMANUEL. Pastor is not my name. It's what I do. Hello? I'm telling you. So I saw John Maxwell. I said, this guy is a pastor. He doesn't put pastor. So I started. I copied John Maxwell. I said, yeah, my name is Olumide EMMANUEL. And then I began to reposition myself. And before you know it, I started going for courses. I started doing things, getting certification. And then the same thing that I would teach in church as a series, I would teach in the marketplace as modules and courses. And people were paying. Why? Because I had the right certification. I remember when I wrote the School of Money book. The School of Money book is the first book that I wrote that is not, I didn't put any Bible quoting scripture. No. Every book I've written till then was Bible. So I said, okay, let me do this John Maxwell thing now. So I said, let's do School of Money. When I released that book, after writing the book, I knew that if I released the book, even though I was already rich, as I did, I was rich. I had properties all over the world. But they still need certificates. So I started looking for the top universities. Cambridge, Yale, Harvard. I was applying. Even if it's 1 month course, let me just go and do something and put the name. So I kept the book waiting. Then, bam, I got an email from Harvard. Oh, come and do this. I said, oh, I jumped at it. There was nothing they were going to teach me there. I didn't need any lecture. I just needed the name legally. So I got there. And then the professor that taught me, I carried the School of Money manuscript. I gave to him. I said, I've written this book. The guy came to class the next day and said, where is Mr. Olumide? I said, he said, oh my God, you wrote the book. I couldn't sleep, man. You took sleep off my eyes. He said, what are you doing here? You should be a lecturer here. I said, I know. He said, you are not even humble about it. I said, it's not about humble. I know. It's not pride. I know that I should be a lecturer. I came. He said, so why are you here? I said, I need the logo of Harvard. I need the brand. I said, I came here for brand affiliation. So that when I put it, the Harvard graduate, people will say, oh yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Hello? And that's it. Came back, released the book. Listen to the story. Came back, released the book. I'm telling you, these things work. So I'm not telling you, these are things I have worked in. Came back, released the book. There is a major media platform in our country that I have tried to go on 4 different times. I've been rejected simply because I'm a pastor. They say, oh, no, this is not a religious platform. We don't need pastors here. We don't know. No. So when I released the book, they went to the same platform and said, there's a guy from Harvard that just released a book on School of Money. And they would like to come and promote it. Oh, Harvard. And they come and they say they have accepted. I say, they have rejected me for it. I said, no. We told them there is a guy from Harvard. I said, Harvard? Certificate. Oh. I hope you know that many of you are here. Somebody will go to London and return and come and be your boss just because he has a right certificate. And you went to one funny university where they are going on strike, where you are inside one cubicle. Hello? And then I got to this radio station, this media platform, and they began to ask me questions, and I began to answer, and it was boom. The whole state, everywhere was like, who is this man? Because the platform was heavy. When we were done, the lady looked at me after the meeting. She said, wow. He said, I've been in media for over 15 years. He said, nobody has ever challenged me intellectually like you did. He said, this Harvard is very powerful. Can you Harvard that I did 1 week course. She gave the glory of all the grace of God on my life to a 1 week course Harvard. Why? Because in the marketplace, that's what they are looking for. If somebody comes and say, okay, I graduated from Yale, I finished from Cambridge, they don't even know whether he has brain, whether I didn't have brain. Because let me tell you, so many of you look down on yourself. You don't know that the greatest fraud is abroad. I can tell you for free. Go to London, go to all this school. You will see Chinese people that cannot speak English. They will graduate. How? Hello, how did the Chinese that does not understand English go to Harvard and graduate when the lecture was in English? There is fraud everywhere. Don't let anybody make you look down yourself. All they are looking for is their school fees to take care of their country. And they will just give. I'm telling you. Hello? So get all the certification you can get. Someone called on the radio station. He said, hello, I love what the man is saying. I'm an Harvard alumni. And we support our own. Please tell him that I need 100 copies. I'm telling you, that's how the book started going, everywhere. Are you ready for this one? So I pick up the book. And I said, since this book is doing well, let me go around the world and publish this book and let people know. I came to Ghana. I did a launching in Ghana. Yeah, I did a launching in Ghana. One of my friends there to me. Organized. So we did Ghana. So I sent to my friend, Molapo, very powerful guy in South Africa. I sent to him. I said, look, I want to come and launch this book. The Molapo in South Africa. I sent to him. When I sent to him, the next thing I got an email. I thought it was a fraud. He said, John Maxwell would like you to come on board. I'm like, the same John Maxwell that we have been reading since we were small. I said, come on board what? He said, well, that's what you don't know is that I'm actually in charge of John Maxwell Africa. And now when John Maxwell wants to go around the African continent, he has consulting jobs and they are looking for people to join them. But when they saw the book, they say, why will we bring somebody from Africa when there's somebody, a guru here in Africa? That's how they brought me on board. Listen to me. That's when I entered private jet for the first time in my life. We were on TBN. I was on TBN for like 2 years. We were going from college. I was a consultant to 4 African countries. That's how we're going around. Now, where did all this thing start? Certification. Hello? They were not carrying me around as Pastor Olumide EMMANUEL. They were carrying me around as Dr. Olumide EMMANUEL. So get all the certification you can get. Number 4, network strategically. What did I say? You have heard it said before that your net worth is determined by your network. Please listen and listen well. In this life, you don't go up, you are brought up. You don't go up, you are what? You are brought. The same way your parents brought you up, somebody must bring you up. In this world, there are gatekeepers that determines who enters and who stays. In this world, there are rooms where destiny decisions are made. And if you don't have the right people speaking for you in the room, if you don't have sponsors, if you don't have mentors, you will realize that you can labor and labor and labor, and you wonder why you are not moving forward. Somebody must speak for. So you need to network strategically. So when you get into an industry, let me start with the company. When you get into a company, number one, find out in this company who are the power brokers. Who are the people that determines what happens here? Listen, it's not sucking up to people. It's not human worship, but it is the way this world works. And don't let anybody tell you it's an African thing. Anywhere in the world, I run the Billionaires Conclave. It's a global platform. We are members in 14 countries all over the world. When you hear things, you will be like, I used to think that some things are only in Africa. No. One of my members, we had a conclave summit in Atlanta just this March, Easter weekend. And he was sharing that, sir, that all these things you are sharing, that in fact, my wife and I, our life has changed within the last 12 months, And what had happened was, they're involved in real estate in Atlanta. And he said, when they started listening to me and joined the conclave, because I told them, which is one of the things I will share with you tomorrow, go and join Rotary Club, join Lions, join all these associations. Because you people will just be going to church. And I'm asking myself, you just be going to church? I said, look, religion. So they joined this association and they became regular. They were going, before you know it, they were meeting. Because most of the people that run things are in different associations. And when you meet in association, just because you are a member, some barriers are already removed. That's how they had a meeting. One of the major power brokers said he was doing his 60th birthday and invited them for an exclusive dinner. And then they told their pastor that these people has invited us. And the pastor said, no. Be careful. Because those kind of meetings. So they called me. They said, sir, we are confused, sir. I said, what? He said, you told us that we are either in the secret court or we are in the secret place. I said, yes. He said, these people have invited us. But our pastor is saying we should be careful. I said, yes, he's right. Be careful. Be careful doesn't mean you should not go. He's just telling you to be careful. So I am now telling you, be careful and go. They went to the meeting. Man of God. They say when they got there, they were the most dressed people. Everybody was in short knicker and t-shirt. They thought it was, they had tuxedo, they had gown. They said, oh. He said when they got there, mayor, chairman of this and that, the man just introduced them. And they said this. They said there are things they have been pursuing that they have not been able to touch, that they did not even know that these people are aware. He said, the man now said, yeah, so introduce them. He said, they are the ones trying to get that property and that other property. You know, that one we discussed, they are the ones. So let's allow them. He said that was the first time he was aware that some people were even aware that they are trying to get the property. He said, when they now went to meet, I said, he said, no, that nothing moves in Atlanta without us. They say any property you are buying, if we say the bank is not giving you money, they are not giving you money. If we say you are not getting that property, you are not getting. These are people that are power brokers. Many of the prayers you are praying, all you need is one connection. Hello? So if you want to do well in the marketplace, network strategically. Don't go to church, raise shoulder. Go to office, raise shoulder. Everywhere you are raising shoulder like a peacock. Pride and arrogance will mess you up. Hello? Greet people. Smile. It's free. Smile is free. Yeah, smile. It's free. You don't pay for it. Hello? And then volunteer. Offer yourself. Say hello, how are you? Just go to the people just to let you know I admire you. You're you know, I just want to learn anything you think I need to know. Just put yourself out there. In the marketplace, we call it top of the mind awareness. So that, because listen, you see, there are rooms that determines what happened in destiny. We can't go into all the rooms, but if you get the book, I mentioned 7 of them in the book. Everybody is born in what is called a labor room. And what happens in the labor room determines whether you will be born or you will die. And your mother alone will come out, or you will come out without a mother, or both of you will come out. Labor room is very powerful. We have all kinds of rooms. But there is one room that is very powerful. It's called the boardroom. The boardroom is where decisions about people's progress are made. Now listen. When decisions are made in the boardroom, you must have a voice. That's why you network strategically. So that when you are in the boardroom and the senior management is meeting to determine who to promote, who to transfer, you are not going to be there in that decision-making room, but you must have somebody there that is a voice for you. I sit on the board of different companies all over the world. I've been in meetings where people's destinies were being decided. I've gone to office before to sack people, and I came back without sacking them. Why? Because somebody said, sir, we can't sack him. Please, sir, the wife is pregnant. Let's have mercy. Let's give him 3 more months. My PA is here. We still discuss sacking somebody today. Today. The person is sitting down and thinking he has a job. But today, what did we conclude? Give him 3 months. He says, sir, let's give him 3 months. So I said, okay, get the other guy ready. So that in 3 months' time, we can easily replace him. So we are already getting a replacement like David for Saul. So if he does not match up in the next 3 months, he has lost his job. That is how powerful some people are. They determine who moves and who does not move. So you network strategically. There are gatekeepers. Don't let anybody be telling you, I don't need anybody but God. Be fooling yourself. You will realize that God cannot do anything in this world without human vessel. Hello? Do you know what killed Vashti? Do you know what's called Vashti? Vashti, very powerful woman of God. She ended up in obscurity because she had no voice in the boardroom. Read your Bible. Vashti did what every woman has done. There is no married woman on earth that has never said no to their husband. Not one. All men know what it means to hear no. No is different. No. No is normal. Hello? Whether it's bedroom no, whether it's decision no, there is no. We live. We continue with life. I'm tired. No, leave me. Is it food? Is that what you want? Is that the only thing you are thinking about? No problem. Hello? So the husband says, go and call her for me. Let her come and display. And she said, no, I'm not coming. I'm busy. Read your Bible. When they told the king said, okay, no problem. Women, let's continue. The king was okay. And then that was a board meeting in the boardroom. All of a sudden, Memuka. He said, excuse me, sir. We can't continue this meeting. He said, what madam has done is dangerous. If we allow it to slide, women will begin to disrespect their husband. They were already disrespecting you, sir. You don't look for an excuse to fight your battle. You were already being disrespected. So why are you coming up with this story? But you know the amazing thing? Memukan is not the issue. Nobody in that room pleaded for her. She did not have a voice where it mattered. Somebody should have said, no, we can't do that. Keep quiet, Memukan. This is your wife, not that. No, madam is good. This is just one thing. Nobody spoke for her. Strategic networking. I have a few of my guys in different parts of the world. Some of them listen, some of them don't listen. Because listen, many of you don't know how powerful money is until you have it. There are many things you never think you can do until you have money. Some people think they are humble. When you are poor, you are not humble. I can tell you for free. Because what is the basis for your pride as a poor man? You'll be humble, but for poverty humbles people. It's when you have money and you are humble, then I will know that you are really an humble man. So some of these guys, when they begin to touch some money, even me, they won't listen. They'll be telling me, they'll be quoting, they'll be telling me, they have read some books. You will talk one, they will talk three. And me, I just keep quiet. I say, no problem. You will learn. So one of these, my guys, left Nigeria, went to one of these foreign countries to start a business. And then I started seeing his posts on social media, all the big things he said he was doing. Then I traveled down and I met with him. I said, come, who are the members of your board in this country? So he mentioned. I said, you don't have any powerful person on your board from this country speaking for you, and you're on social media making noise. I said, listen and listen well. There are some noise that will attract trouble. And you must be sure you have the backup for that trouble. I said, this noise you are making, shut up. Or back up. So that when you are making noise, you know that you have something backing you up. And I told him, get somebody from this country that has this capacity, that has this connection, put them on your board to become part of your board, so that their name will be on your website. So that because they will start checking you, and when they check you, they see the name, they say, ah, no, he has people. They will leave you. The guy said, no, we are going to take over. We are here to take over. I said, okay, foreigner, you are taking over. Okay. What I told him to do 3 years later, they came for him. He has left the country now. He has left that country. He has left the business, left everything. I said, what happened? He said, that I should have listened to you. I said, but he said, now, when they now came for him, he now went to look for the people I told him to look for 3 years ago. The cheapest one he saw, man, said $100,000 per annum to sit on your board. $100,000 per annum to sit on your board. Something he would have done 3 years ago for 10,000, and he would not have entered that trouble. So what am I saying? Network strategically. Understand the business of your career. I'm going to start with sports and entertainment, because that one is very common and popular for you to understand. Then I'll bring it into your career. There are many people today that are in show business. They know the show, but they don't know the business in the show. Somebody else is the one that knows the business. So you see them showing on social media with bling bling, but they are poor. They are celebrity beggars. Hello? But there are people that are the real power brokers behind the record label, the owners of the show, that are making the money. You know of a lot of footballers and sports people that will sign away their lives, sign 5 years, sign 10 years. They took a guy from this Ghana here, took him to London. He signed £500 per week. He signed 15 years. From Ghana here, yeah, £500 per week. They did visa for him, took him to London, told him feeding, everything, because he was coming from poverty. £500 per week was like a breakthrough. They took him to London and started making £50,000 per week on his head. And then he started complaining, no, you have signed, sir. You have signed. Hello? You must understand. Do you know a lot of musicians today, when they are nobody and they want to be known, record label will sign them. They don't understand the business of that career. They enter. Now they are known. They now say, no, the man is using me. If you don't want to be used, be useless. He's using you. When you were a nobody and they were signing you, and they were giving you house, giving you car, giving you uniform, and doing all that, and posting you. You didn't know they were spending money. Now you are now a big boy. Hello? So what am I saying? Are you ready for this? There is a difference between medical profession and medical business. There's a difference between legal profession and legal business. So every career profession, there is a business in that career. The real money is not in the profession. The real money is in the business of your profession. So you can be a medical doctor and be poor, but you cannot be medical supply business and be poor. Are you seeing the difference now? So you can be a medical doctor and you are going on strike, asking for salary increment. But there are people that did not go to medical school. They are the ones supplying the syringes, supplying the bed, supplying the cotton wool, supplying the stethoscope. And they are multi-billionaires in medical supply business. But you that went to school, you are waiting for salary every 4 weeks. There are people that are lawyers now. They are charge and bail lawyer. They are in the legal profession. But there are people in legal business that are making money selling legal books. They produce legal books, sell the gown, sell the wig, sell all the things that they are using, and they are making money and cashing out. And the lawyer is looking for the next case. Hello? So what career are you in? Hello? A member of my church, a university professor that taught French in one of the major universities for 27 years, retired. And one Sunday morning after service, I saw her. I just felt that these are people that have been with me for a while. So I said, Mama, come on. It's been a while. Oh, she said, Pastor, you have forgotten us. You know, church is big now. You don't remember. I said, no, it's not like that. You know, we're busy. So how are you? He said, I have retired. I know I've retired. You know, there's no money, the retirement benefit. I said, how can you say there's no money? I said, I thought you were a professor. He said, yes. You were teaching French. I said, you know, even the pension money. She was, I said, you are serious, man? He said, yes. I said, you can't be poor. French in Nigeria? No. There are only 2 languages in Africa. English and French. Do you know how many countries in Africa? I said, oh, so we need to see. So she came to the office and said, sit down. I said, how many books on French have you written? None. Why? So she was a lecturer. She understood the profession of teaching, but she did not understand the business of the profession. So I sat her down and I took her through a short consultancy course. I said, there are many businesses in this your area. I said, number 1, you can become an author. Number 2, you can start an academy and teaching people. You can become a consultant. I said, you can go to embassies. And then you begin to, by the time I was done with her, she said, hey, Pastor, you see now? You see? All these things you have just done with me now. If I have met with you. People of God, within 6 months, she started opening up. Right now, she's still in church, but she's no more poor. She's making money now as a consultant. She's training this. She's doing this. She's doing that. These are things that are the business side of that profession that she did not know. Because she was doing this, go to class, lecture people, collect salary, come home, wait for next month. And that's what many of you are doing. You are in professions where you don't even understand the business of the profession. Man of God, I had a terrible experience. Because see, these Christian people, we need to talk some sense into their brain. I run the Entrepreneurship Academy. And because of that, when people go through our academy, I just feel that do good to all men, especially to those of the household of faith. So I pen down people for different things. I say, okay, one want to do this, one want to do this, one want to do this. We had a meeting today. I was saying, no, we can't just put him by the side. That or that, once that office open, we'll now bring him up. So that's how we sit down and discuss. So this lady, because I had ideas of what I wanted, I was doing something in the airline industry. So when she came for our academy, she said in one of the discussions that she has been in the airline industry for 17 years. So I penned that down, that when we want to start our airline, we'll bring her on board. So we opened office in Sierra Leone, opened office in Dubai, got the airline, got everything we're starting. Then when we met at Dubai, I said, no, I have a lady that we can bring on board to come and be the station manager. Guess what? So I told my office, call her. They said they have been trying the number, it's not going. I said, okay, give me the number. So I called. The first time I called, it rang. So I said, hello, is this? He said, yes. I said, my name is Olumide EMMANUEL. Oh my God. I said, hey, cool down. I said, he said, oh my, I can't believe it. I said, believe it. It's me. And we need to talk faster. I said, are you still in the airline? Yes, sir. Yes, daddy. I said, okay, can I come? Can we have a meeting? Oh, no. So she came. And then I got the shocker of my life. So she came, sat down. Thank God I was the only one in the office. If it was a board meeting, that's the end. So I said, my sister, you graduated from our academy. You told me you were in airline then, 17 years. Yeah, I said, now 19 years. So you have been, I said, so now we are starting this airline. He said, I've heard about it. I said, we are the brain behind this. We are bringing it to Nigeria. We are starting, and we need a station manager that will manage everything. So I'm thinking of you coming on board to head it. She looked at me like this. As in. She was doing like this, like a. I said, what is it? He said, as in. I said, as in what? He said, as in. I should come and handle everything. I said, yes. Man of God. She said, all I know is ticketing. True life story. I lie not before God. All I know is ticketing. I said, what did you say? I said, you are in airline industry for 17 years. You don't understand how airline runs. All you know is ticketing, selling tickets. I say you are a fraud. Ticketing. He said, because you know, I was too ashamed, too disappointed. That look at the way Christians, and they'll be going to church praying and fasting. Useless life. What God cannot do does not exist. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. And God will wondering, my people, open your brain. Stop all this nonsense. She said all this. She said, but she can recommend somebody for me. So she recommended a Muslim. That the boss can do the job. I said, no problem, I'm okay. God bless you. Bye-bye. And she left. I deleted the number from my phone. Deleted everything. I said, this kind of people go for deliverance. One day you wake up. What am I saying? That's where many of us are. You have been in that office for 7 years. Do you know how office is run? Technical skill is different from business skill. Hello? That you are in an industry. That's, look, even in ministry. It happens. You see a lot of people, assistant pastor, send them to a branch, they will fail. Because as assistant pastor, they will come, they don't know how the people came. You give them microphone, they are fighting for pulpit. Pulpit that they did not build. Because when you are not the pastor, you are a manager. You are not a leader. You are what? A manager. You are not a leader. When you now send them to branch, their deficiency will be unveiled. Because they don't know what it takes to be able to engineer things. Hello? So you want to do well as a career person? Number one, start early. Number two, give it all it takes. Number three, get all the certification you can get. Number four, network strategically. Number five, understand the business of your career. Because inside that career, there are business dimensions that you will be wondering how you are doing it. I close with this story. I like practical stories so that you can get this thing. Another member of my church, a major senior executive in the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the drug people at the airport and all those stuff. She has been in that sector for, is it 30 something years now? She will be retiring in 2 years' time or 3 years' time. She shared this story just this few months ago. I think January. She shared this in January. That all her life, that when she started work, drug dealers came to the airport to transfer drug. And she met them and caught them. And as they were going, she was taking them to the reporting office. And the guy said, young lady, you are young. What do you want? And this is a story of 20-something years ago. Say, I can give you $3,000. He said, no, I'm taking you there. 5,000, 8,000. He said, the man was increasing the dollars as they were getting close. He said, no, I'm a Christian. He said, and when they got to the door and they wanted to enter, the man looked at her and said, listen to me. That's how many of you die poor, because you don't understand the way this world works. He said, listen, I'm going to go into that place. The money you refuse to collect, your boss will collect. And I'll be back, but you will remain poor. Hello? And they submitted the guy, handed him over. She said 8 months later or something, the guy came with another drug again to the same airport. I said, hello, how are you? You are still here? I'm out. No, I'm telling you how many of you. She said, so for over 20 years of her life, that she has been wondering. Then they joined our church a few years back. And she started hearing another kind of message. Because you see, many of you don't understand. All this supernatural you are hearing. Supernatural is a combination of super plus natural. Hello? So she joined our church and then she started hearing a different message. She said she has been frustrated that God, I've served you all my life. Is this the way I will die? And retire poor. I don't have house. I don't have anything. Then I started teaching and she started hearing. And then she began to understand what I'm telling you now. That in that same profession, there's a career. And there's a business in that profession. And then, bam. She said, I'm involved in drugs. We see how terrible drugs has been. How come I've not gone to do a course on drug rehabilitation and have certification to help people come out of drugs and have certificate. That's how she started doing short courses. Now, she was sharing with us this January that within the last 2 years, the kind of money she has never made before, she's now making, not from salary, but as a consultant. She's now consulting for different NGOs, consulting for different foundations, helping them to set up drug rehabilitation and this and that. These are the business side of that profession that the uniform will not give to her, but wisdom give to her. Rise up on your feet.